So for today's video, I'm going to be doing an entire kind of my highlighter collection reviews video, and this is going to include both high-end and drugstore products. I didn't want to do two separate ones the same way I did with my foundation one, just because I don't have enough of each to make a full video. Actually, I would say I have enough high-end and not enough drugstore highlighters to have its own video. I feel like it's super hard to find really good drugstore highlights, but I will tell you guys something. Literally, I have found some awesome drugstore highlights to show you guys, so stay tuned. There's one that I am just dying over, and if you keep up with my channel then you probably already know what it is. So pretty much this video is going to be an entire video on every single highlight that I own. I'm going to show you guys whether or not I love it, whether I hate it, whether I haven't tried it. Every single highlight that's in my collection I pulled out right now. It's in front of me and I'm going to address it and talk about it. So let's go ahead and get started with high end. First things first, let's just talk about the infamous Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. I actually work with Becca in the sense where they send me things. They're not sponsoring this video, or they don't sponsor me at all or anything like that. They did send out to me every single shade that they have in the Shimmering Skin Perfectors, so I actually own all of them, so I'm super grateful for that. I get to show you guys all of them. One that I actually purchased myself a while ago was the infamous, where is it, Opal. You know I'm looking for you, girl. Where are you? Of course, it's the last one that I touched. So Opal, it's just a staple. Everyone talks about Opal, everyone wants Opal. Opal is just life, and this is Opal right here. It's this, first of all, the texture and quality of these Shimmering Skin Perfectors is just, oh, like it is on point. If you have never tried these, you won't know what it's like, but when you put them on your cheekbones, they are just the most intense, wet, just got out of this beautiful glistering water, I'm on the beach, I'm looking good type of highlight. It just gives you that like intense, wet highlight that we just crave, and it's so beautiful. Opal is the most unique, beautiful shade ever. It's this gorgeous crossover between a champagne, a little bit of warmth in there though. Like, you see how when I turn it like that, you see a little bit of that warmth, a little bit of that rosy, bronzy slight warmth. I feel like this is a very unique shade. I love it so much. I had a lot of questions on people asking me if they are fair, if they can pull off this shade, and I absolutely feel like you can. I've worn this when I was an NW 15 in MAC, and it was awesome. If you are lower than a 15, you will still love this, because I actually have a cousin who is a 13 in MAC, and she loves this, and it works out perfect on her. So it's not, a lot of people think that Opal is dark, when I don't really feel like it is. I feel like a lot of different skin tones can pull this shade off. I feel like if you are super pale, you'll love it. If you are a little more on the tan, even more tanner than me, you'll love it. So I love this, but I actually haven't used it in a while just because some of my other high-end highlights have just stolen my heart. The next one is Rose Gold, and I actually haven't used this yet on my cheekbones, but it's the same good quality, and this is the color. It's just beautiful. I feel like I'll love this for days where I do very peachy, summery look, and I just want to put that rose gold on my cheekbones. I feel like this is just super beautiful. Again, I feel like it would complement a lot of different skin tones. The next one is Moonstone, and actually I'm not in love with this one for some reason. The quality is really good, but it is a little bit more flat than the other ones. Like the other ones I feel like pop so much more, and this shade I feel like is just not really my cup of tea. I don't know why. Like, a lot of people really love Moonstone, but for some reason for me, I just feel like it's very bland. It has too much yellow in it for me to feel like it's a really nice highlight, and it's not like the yellow gold champagne, it's just like yellow. Like, I feel like this is a banana powder with a more shimmer sheen to it, if that makes sense. And I don't know, like I've used this twice before and I didn't get like that wow factor. I was just kind of bored by it, and I don't know, I do not, to be honest, I don't like Moonstone. So next and last is a shade that I feel like is just so beautiful, and I really wanted to get my hands on it because I wanted to see if it would work for my skin tone, and unfortunately I haven't tried it yet just because I've been super afraid to put it on and regret it, but I honestly don't think it would work for my skin tone. This is the shade Topaz. It's so beautiful. If you are of deeper skin tone or really tan, like I would say if you're a 43, 45 in MAC and up, oh my god, like this is gonna be your best friend. This is it right here. You see how it's just that gorgeous deeper gold? I feel like it is so beautiful. I feel like this would work really nicely for me actually as like a blusher and just kind of giving my cheeks that warmth, but not necessarily the top, the high points. So I don't know, I really want to try this out though. I'll let you guys know, updated on my Twitter and Snapchat or stuff or something like that. But I feel like that would be beautiful if you have deeper skin tone. So the next one that I want to talk about that I have is kind of a, well, it is a shimmery skin perfector, so I'm just going to include it in that. But it is the limited edition blush copper. If you keep up with my channel, you know that I'm not a fan of this one at all. I know it's silly, but I actually have it still in my collection just because of the packaging. I think is just beautiful. It's just so darn beautiful that I would just never get rid of it. Like, I just can't. It's just like one of those collector items that I need to have in my collection at all times. But this is in the shade Blush Copper that they came out with, and this is just too dark for me to wear on my cheekbones. A lot of people suggest to actually use this as a blush. I tried that, but I just did not like the shade. I'm the type that loves a really pretty natural pink blush, a mauve blush, or a nude blush, or maybe a pink blush. But I don't at all like really warm, coppery, red, brown blushes. I just don't, because I'm not a blush girl at all. So this was just too much for me. But I feel like if you were like a Jaclyn Hill type of blush girl, like she loves very warm, red, orangey, brown blushes. So she would love something like this. If you're in the similar range, you'll love this too for like a blush. But highlight is just no bueno, and it's so darn pigmented that it's just a lot of product on your face, and I'm not a fan of that one. For the next one, it is the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo. I hate to say that this is my favorite because there's so many here that I love, but this is definitely one that is up there for me. It's kind of like a duo, so you get a bronzer and a highlight. But man, this freaking highlight is amazing. Like, oh my god. I'm being 100% serious, guys. Pause this video right now, right on this clip where you can see this. Say a prayer, hallelujah, to Mary, Jesus, and all the saints for bringing us this product because it is so beautiful. It is the most perfect gold highlight ever. It's pretty much a dupe for Whisper of Guilt and Heat Wave, but it's just so beautiful. It's gold, but it's not too gold as another one that I'll show you in a while. It's not straight up gold. It's like a pale gold with a touch of champagne, but still gold enough that you can't call it a champagne highlight. I do want to talk about the actual powder product and the quality of it. When I first picked this up, it looks so good on the swatch and on your finger and everything like that, but when you go to put it on the cheeks, most highlight brushes don't actually pick up this product that good. They're very dry powders. So these powders are very packed in and very pressed. So you almost have to pick apart the products, and that's what the lady at Sephora was even telling me, and I'm like, yeah, I noticed that too. Like on my own, I was kind of experimenting there and I noticed that. So even the Makeup Forever person that worked there was saying you have to pick apart this product because for some reason they're just so densely packed. So when you put it on your hand, it works perfect, but when you pick it up with a normal highlight brush, it doesn't pick up. I like to use this with a highlight brush that has bristles that are a little bit rough on the edge. So my favorite one is the Morphe M501 brush. This brush, the edges of it are very like kind of rough around the edges, so it really helps to get in there and almost pick apart the product. And once you do that, you get the most intense highlight, and it's just beautiful. The next product that I want to talk to you guys about is, you know what, I'm going to mention the other gold just so I can compare the two to you guys. This is the NARS Dual Intensity Blush. They came out with these and they are also absolutely beautiful. But all the different shades, most of them are blushes, but this shade in particular, it's a perfect highlight duo. You get this gorgeous rose gold and this gorgeous straight up gold highlight. I want to show you this one after this one because two shades might look very similar to some people, but they're actually very different. This one is in the shade Jubilation. It's a straight up gold. Like this is a straight up gold highlight, whereas this is a pale gold. Well, this is gold. I'm not going to say pale gold. It's gold, but it has a touch of champagne in it, you know what I mean? Whereas this is like straight up gold, man. Like, it almost looks very similar, but once you swatch it, and I'll show you guys, you'll see the difference. And I'm going to give you guys an up close view just for those of you who want to see the difference and you're choosing which to buy. I love this one too, guys. I love it so much. This one and the Makeup Forever one lately, man, like it's been my go-to. Let me swatch the rose gold one here for you guys. It's the rose gold one, I will say, is more subtle. It's not as bam of a highlight. I wear this on no makeup days and it's just beautiful. So here is a close-up of the Makeup Forever one compared to the NARS one right here. This is NARS Jubilation and this is Makeup Forever number 2. You can see that this is way more gold than this is when they're compared together. They're honestly both so beautiful. Like I said, this pink rose gold is more subtle. You can even see it on my hand. It's very subtle. It's nothing too much. But I love this on no makeup days, the rose goldy one. But again, I love using this brush with it because this has the same type of powder, densely packed powder as the Makeup Forever. You have to grab a brush with a little bit of rougher bristles and pick apart the product. You have to almost like chisel it out, and then it'll pick up those pigment particles and it'll just go on so beautifully. The next high-end one that I own is the Elizabeth Arden Rose Illumination Pure Finish Highlight. And I actually got this on clearance at Winners a long time ago for 10 bucks. This sells for like $35. I'm not sure if it was a limited edition or not, but it's just this beautiful rose gold highlight. It reminds me a lot of the rose gold by Becca, but this is it right here. It's actually really pretty. I don't know why I don't use this as much. You know why? Because I feel like when I was fair, more pale, this is when I first bought this when I didn't have my tan, and it came off more as a subtle highlight, whereas now that I'm a little bit darker and more tan, it's actually showing up more intense. So I feel like I'm going to give this one another try now that I'm more tan, but this one is so beautiful, and I got it on clearance for 10 bucks, and the packaging is gorgeous. So it's just a makeup collector's dream to find amazing products that have beautiful packaging. So the next one that I have is this Vasanti highlighter. Vasanti is only sold in Canada, but they do have an online website. I'm not sure if they ship to the US. I think they might, but definitely check that out if you're interested. But this is sold at Rexall and Shoppers Drug Mart, and this is in the shade Golden Child. It's the See the Light Powder Highlight Duo. This one is actually really nice. You get like a duo, you can mix them together, or you can just get one shade, the second shade for a more natural highlight, or you can mix them together and get best of both worlds. This is a really pretty palette, and the quality of those are really nice. The next one is kind of high-end, but you can actually get this for drugstore pricing, which is really nice. If you keep up with Hot Look or Holt Look, however you pronounce it, they always do flash 50% off sales on the balm products, and actually the balm themselves host 50% off sales as well. So I got this for 50% off. It is the Balm Mary Luminizer. It's so popular, everyone loves it, and I loved this when I was a fair skin tone. It was just beautiful. Desi is actually darker than me, and she still rocks this as that intense highlight. So it does work if you're more tan than me as well, but this is just a beautiful classic champagne highlight. It is just the most classic champagne highlight ever. It's very similar. Let me swatch them together. Very similar actually to Becca Moonstone, but I like the balm better. Wow, they're actually very similar. This is Moonstone, and that's the balm. They're actually very similar. I haven't used this one in so long, but it is a really beautiful highlight. If you want to get it for like 12 bucks when they go 50% off, definitely pick it up. It's really nice to have. Okay, so that's pretty much it for all of my high-end ones. Now I have 3 affordable drugstore ones to show you guys. The first one I'm just going to show you guys because it is just the best drugstore highlight I've ever found, and I'm in love with it, and I'm wearing it right now. And the one that I'm talking about is the Milani Tantastic Face and Body Baked Bronzer in the shade 01 Fantastic in Gold. I use this day to day. I picked this one up, not saying I like it better, but my 3 most used ones are the NARS, the Makeup Forever, and this one. Like, this one measures up to these, and I choose this over these ones sometimes. The quality of this is so good. It's very similar to the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector quality. It's just not as milky and buttery, but it's very similar in terms of pigmentation. You get that wet, like that wet, intense highlight. What I love about this is you can see it's like a marbled effect. Usually I don't like things like that because I'm the type of girl where I don't want to be complicated. Like, just give me the highlight that I like and I can just use it all over and I don't have to worry about which parts I pick at. But I love this so much. It smells like nuts. That's what I don't like. Not the bad nuts, the food nuts. That sounded weird. But like, it smells like almonds or peanuts. I love the fact that it's actually marbled because I feel like it gives more variety. I usually, what I have right now is I like to stick with the white area right here, and it gives me this intense white pearl champagne highlight. I've never had a highlight like this before where it's so beautiful. And then if I just stick in this like goldy bronzy area, it gives me that very natural subtle bronzed glow on the cheekbones. But I also love this not only because I have 2 different options, but because if you are of deeper skin tone, you can just skip the white, or you can use the white and get that really intense highlight. But you can use this bronzy gold and it'll be that perfect bronze gold highlight for your cheekbones. Like, it'll show up a lot lighter on you, and it'll just be beautiful for deeper skin tones. And if you are much fairer than me, you wouldn't be able to use this color, to be very honest. Like, when I use this, I can just pull it off, like just get away with it. So if you are lighter than me, lighter than an NC 35 in MAC, then you won't be able to use this part of it as a highlight, but you can just stick to the white part and it'll give you that gorgeous intense highlight. So this highlight would work for the fairest of skin tones to the deepest of skin tones because of its versatility. Is that a word? I don't know, whatever, you guys know what I mean. I've had so many of you guys Snapchatting me pictures of this and on Twitter, because a lot of you guys are like, oh my god, I picked it up because you love it, and you guys are just been loving it, so that makes me super happy. Now, I get a lot of questions on where I found this if you're in Canada. If you're in Canada, I actually found mine at the Superstore, and I think it's around $10, but it's super worth it. I know $10 is slightly pricey for Drugstore, but seriously, think of it, $10 for this amazing highlight, like, hello. So the next highlight that I have for Drugstore in my collection is the Hard Candy Tiki Bronzer, So Baked Bronzer, but this is more of a highlight, obviously, than a bronzer. This is one of the most known Drugstore highlights. That's pretty much the only Drugstore highlight that we found that is really nice before, but like I feel like nowadays there's a lot that are really nice. This one, and then I also heard the Wet n Wild Hollywood Boulevard is like really beautiful, like that beautiful gold, but I haven't found it, and it's so hard to find Wet n Wild in Canada. So if you're in Canada and you found it, let me know, hook a girl up. Or if you know anywhere that ships to Canada where I can pick that one up, let me know. But yeah, I feel like a long time ago this was the only Drugstore highlight that was popular, anyone knew, or that was even good. It's this beautiful golden champagne highlight. If you mix it all together, you get this really pretty golden highlight. The only thing about this is it doesn't have as much of a wet intense look as some of the other ones that I prefer, but it is really pretty. Also, if you just stick your like if you just focus on the yellow part, you will get more of a yellow highlight. If you focus on the brown areas, you'll get more of a champagne one. But I don't know, it is a really good Drugstore highlight. If you can find this for super cheap, it is worth picking up. Like, it is really pretty. So I like this for days where I'm like more natural makeup, or maybe no makeup days where I don't want that much of an intense highlight. This is really pretty because it's still kind of intense, but it's not super wet and intense. Like a nice medium in between natural and super intense. So the next ones that I have in my collection is the City Color Timeless Beauty Highlight and Bronzer Powder palette here. A while ago, City Color actually sent me some items, and this was one of them. I remember swatching them, and they were actually really nice, but to be honest, I just kind of never really used it that much, but I actually should start using this. I actually noticed this in my collection the other day, and I was like, I need to start using that, because it actually was really, their packaging sucks. Like, I can't even open it. It takes forever to open. There we go. Let's go ahead and swatch them, because I haven't swatched them in a while. I feel like this one might be really nice. Yeah, this one's beautiful. This one is a very intense white gold champagne highlight. Like, look at that. This one is really nice, actually. I remember when ooh, I just dug my nail in it. No! I remember when I first swatched this, when I first got it as well, it was actually really nice. So I actually have to try this one out. The next shade is this one right here, which would definitely be more of a bronzer. Unless you're a deeper skin tone, look how beautiful that would be. So the next one is this like really pretty rose gold. These are actually really buttery and pigmented, actually. Yeah, the next one is just this rose gold, which is more subtle. And then you have this like taupey color, which is like super strange and I would never use. Pretty much I feel like these two are the best, and this one's more subtle, but they're pretty much really nice. That first highlight right here is a gem. Like, I need to see how that looks on the cheeks. And this one is so pretty. So that is it for all of the highlighters that I own. I loved doing this video. I feel like this video is super fun because highlight has just been like in so much lately. It's super in trend, but not only that, it's a huge passion of mine. Like, that moment when I do my makeup and I get to just put that highlight on the cheekbone is like so rewarding. It makes up for how frustrating it is to do your eyebrows and how annoying it is to just sit there and put on mascara. The moment where you put on that highlight though, just makes up for everything. I feel like a lot of you guys would actually like this video. Let me know what other products you guys want to see that are in my collection. I could do concealers, I could do bronzers. I feel like bronzers is a good one. That's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and of course I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah. Photography apps that I have on my iPhone and what I use to edit my Instagram photos, but I figured I'd also just do a what's on my iPhone tag just so I can show you guys what's on my iPhone fully, and then I can go in and show you guys